Hey guys, it's Stanley again. I'm a little bit late with a video this time around, but I have my reasons. I couldn't really record, so that's basically what's been going on. I hadn't had the opportunity to record my voice and my speech. But now that I can, I have something for you to see. What I'm going to be drawing today and showing you, like a speed paint, is for a contest that Frabos, now named Emily Edwards on YouTube. I lost that sentence really bad. Anyway, Emily is making a contest, and it's basically draw a character from my webcomic contest. So I chose Heron. I think I'm pronouncing that. I'm Bulgarian, I can't pronounce things. Heron. So I chose Heron because he's the fashionista of the Roughshod series. He likes to dress in flashy clothing, and I like drawing flashy clothing. So I decided that was gonna be it. Also, I think I'm kinda good at drawing flashy clothes, so I feel like drawing Heron is to my advantage in winning this. Although I mostly entered for fun, I just wanted to draw this character really, really bad for a long time. And when the contest was announced, I was like, finally an excuse to do that. So I did that. Thank you. You're welcome. I just answered myself. So, a little bit about Heron as a character. His full name is Sagi Handora, but I think like Heron is his nickname, or in the context of the story, it's his supervillain name. But it's like a nickname. So he's very bird themed. All of his outfits are themed around birds, peacocks, other types of birds, ravens sometimes even. He's fashionable. He's a bird person. He likes them birds. Birds are pretty. I agree with him with liking birds. I appreciate his choices. Also, that influences his fashion choices, which I'm all in. He's part of the big three, which I'm gonna touch on later. He's Japanese. Also a famous model. He models, because look at him. He's pretty, he's nice, and he's a model. He's perfect, he's beautiful, he's Linda Evangelista, he's a that joke is so old. But yeah, he's a model, and he inherited his parents' makeup, clothing, and hairstyle business, which is Handora Heights, a giant company which is situated in a neon-esque building filled with bright blue and violet and pink lights. At least that's what I see from the drawings, but it's basically neon lights, and as far as I can see, most of them are like blue-ish and pinkish. So I decided, that's a nice color palette for all of his outfits, and I'm going to make the background with that. I want to feature all of these lights because Emily was saying how his entire company is basically lit with this neon-esque light everywhere. So wherever he goes in his building, there's that light shining on him. So that's gonna be interesting for her to draw. Good luck. From experience, I know that drawing lighting like that is very time-consuming, difficult, but ultimately it turns out really pretty. So go for it. Do it. I took a lot of liberty with his outfit as well. I basically wanted to draw him because of his affinity to weird-esque fashion, and I was like, yes, this is the character I will do because I will have the opportunity to go nuts and design a weird fashion-forward, a fashiony outfit. Quick interruption. My neighbors have decided to start hammering on the walls at 9 a.m. in the morning. So if you hear intense knocking in my audio, it's that. I'm really sorry about it. Like, honestly, I know it's very annoying. I did not notice the sound while I was recording the voiceover. It's 12:30 now and they keep knocking. I'm so used to that noise at this point that I didn't even notice it when it was happening while I was recording. I'm big mad. I can't really re-record everything because most of my videos are... all of my videos aren't scripted, so I can't really do the whole thing again and have the same effect, and I'll probably be angry and upset and it won't be good. So if you hear this noise, fuck you to my neighbors. Big fuck you. 9 a.m. is not the time to do this. Okay, back to the video. If a flashy one with a lot of sparkles. So much sparkles. It's a lot. If somebody had to draw this in a comic book setting, it would be hell. It's way too detailed. I don't think Emily will be stealing my outfit ideas anytime soon. Though if she wants to, she can. I give her permission. But yeah, he's a part of the Big Three. Which the Big Three is Heron, Prophet, who I drew back then. You've probably seen the video, and if you haven't, it's there on my channel. I drew Prophet, and this other character called Buck, and they're the Big Three. Like, one of them is a model, the other one has schizophrenia, and the third one just... I don't know a lot about him, but he also seems like he has issues. So the Big Three are basically the main villains, or the biggest criminals in the city of Heron. That's how the city is called. It's way better than Prick Creek. How I chose that name for my own story, I have no idea. Actually, I have an idea. I made it up on the spot. But yeah, Heron City sounds a lot better. And the Big Three are basically the main criminals who own the town because they killed the mayor, took the city by signing a document which signs the city to themselves. Which I feel like, I imagine that scene as being very, very funny. Because first they're like killing the mayor. And then they're like, now it's time to fill in some documentation. So Heron owns a part of the city. I still don't know exactly how the power dynamic in the Big Three is. I feel like they're all kind of equal to each other, but I don't know how they treat each other exactly, and how they split the city. They probably split it into areas which they... This is speculation. I shouldn't do speculation because about things that I don't know, because I feel like I'm going to spread false information about this. But yeah, basically they own the city. That's what's going on. Heron probably owns the fabulous part of the city because he's very fabulous. He likes his fabulous stuff around him. He inherited his company from his parents, but also I think he split it with his sister Jin. From the information I got, his parents basically left him and his sister Jin the company, but I don't know how they split that afterwards or what their relationship is. So read Roughshod whenever it's done if you want to find out. I'm not here to spoil you with information which isn't mine to give, even though I think it's public on their Facebook page. But that's details, and we don't like details on this channel. This is a lie, we love details. All we do is details. Another very important piece of information about Heron is he wears these pink shades. And I don't know what they're for. I think they're just a statement. I think it's like a little fashion moment he's having. He be feeling himself. It's more of a trademark look. It's very nice. I have no idea how these glasses stick onto his face, but I would buy them. Yeah, maybe a different color. I prefer like red, maybe like a deep red, bloody, gothic, while Heron is more vaporwave, which is a style I really like, but don't really wear. Heron kind of reminds me of my own question about fashion choices, but in his case, they're done right. Okay, key things about his design, his clothing design more like, which I really wanted to do, is I wanted him to have golden motifs, peacock feathers, and sequins. If you've ever drawn sequins, you know how time consuming that can be, how difficult, because you basically do each individual sequin. Well, that's what I decided to do. I have never drawn peacock feathers in my life, and drawing all sorts of meadows is difficult for me. I always make it overly shiny, which I feel like in the case of Heron it works. He is supposed to be very shiny in this rendition of him. I gave him golden thumbs on his hands because I felt like it, and I thought it would be a good idea. I have no idea how practically it would work, but I don't think in the future, which he is from, these fashion things would be very practical. I don't think we should explain stuff. Like, from what Emily told me, they're in the distant future, where technology is so advanced that it's basically like magic. So I feel like it would be easy to attach a piece of glass to your face without having actual support for it on your ears. Maybe the handles are like invisible, who knows? And maybe it's synthetic golden alloy thing on his gloves, which can change shape and is very flexible and elastic, but looks like gold. Who knows? Do we need explanation for that? No. Am I filling up video space? Yes. But yeah, I really like the decision to give him golden thumbs. If it is actual gold, I don't think he needs to bend his thumb a lot in order to use it, so it's not that restricting. I want those gloves. I designed them and now I want them. I have no idea how or where to get these from. They would be very expensive to even make, but I would. Also, they're leather. They're purple leather, which is goals. Also, another thing, Heron is actually very short. I think he's shorter than me, and I'm not very tall. I'm a small guy. So, yay, even small guys can make it in this awful world. Like, look at him. He's not only a multifaceted model, makeup producer and clothing line maker. He's also a high-profile criminal. The more I talk about it, the more I make connections with actual people who have makeup lines and also are into shady stuff. But we're not gonna get into that in this video. We're just going to subtly throw that shade and continue with Roughshod. Oh yeah, this is did I say that this is a character from Roughshod? Because I don't remember. But yeah, this is a character from Roughshod, as you probably could tell if you've seen my Prophet video. It's created by Emily Edwards, who I'm going to link down below, and the co-authors, Creamy Jaggers, Charlie, who is Emily's sister, and the green cartoonist, Jordan. I think that was all of them. Again, I say they're banding together to create this. They're the big four. They're the criminal masterminds of the webcomic industry. So go check them out, or they will murder you and sign the city to themselves and take over. So you better go and subscribe to them if you don't want you to get murdered. This is not an actual threat, I'm joking. Don't yell at me. Subscribe to them if you want. I strongly encourage it. They're really cool people and they make nice art. Their story seems very thought out. They still haven't started their comic book because they're not rushing into it too much, which is the exact opposite of what I did. But I still think that I feel like they would benefit if they started sketching out some pages, maybe? Like just sketch them out in like small pieces of paper or like small files on their computers. Though paper works best because they can just whoosh and kind of get the feel of the atmosphere of the place, of the Heron City and Pandora Heights and everything, the locations of the city. Because there is a drawing of the city itself. It's very detailed and nicely rendered, but I feel like they can do some landscapes, because so far this is kind of a critique. So far I feel like the landscape is a bit homogeneous, which is also a problem in my own comic book, my own webcomic. It's not a book. It's not published. I don't know why I call it a comic book. It's not a book. But it's an issue I also have. It's a good practice to make a map of the city, which I have not done. And I could do that. I'm still early on in the series, so I can do that. Like make a map of the city and mark all of the different areas and regions of the city. And you can have different landscapes in them, which mirror, for instance, the type of people who live there, or if one of the villains rules over it, then it could reflect that and their regime, or if it's not as dystopian as it seems, it could be just a specific place where things happen, like a neighborhood where it's a prestigious neighborhood, or like it's one of the quote-unquote bad neighborhoods, or the poor neighborhood, and such things. I feel like Sam lives in a kind of a rich neighborhood, kind of, or more like in a semi-rich. I feel like what I'm going to do with Sam's neighborhood is that once it was one of the rich neighborhoods, but soon enough it became bad. It became kind of a place for poor people because Sam is not very rich. The income his family makes is not a lot. He has to work at a burger place, so he resorts to stealing. So the neighborhood is going to reflect that way of life. So yeah, I feel like they could... Maybe Emily has already done this. Maybe she has. This is all based on my own opinion and the fact that I saw one image of Heron City and it kind of looked homogeneous, but it was a really small fragment of it. So it could be from a specific area of the city. It could be anything. It could be a general idea of how everything looks there. But like in different areas it has its specific features. So that's like more of an advice, which is not wanted, but I'm annoying, so I'm going to kind of give it. And I'm giving it to myself as well, because I need to do that as well. And I'm not really good with backgrounds, blah 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 blah. So yeah, while I'm blabbering on and on about this stuff, I think I'm going to end the video because it's time to end the video. So like, follow me on social media, Redbubble, you can buy stuff there, you can support my comic on Ko-fi if you wanna donate, you can support me by taking a look at my comic, which is in the description below on Tapas. You can do a lot of stuff. You can see merch that I sell, or follow me on DeviantArt, where I was asked for feet pics recently and I didn't give them because no way I'm giving feet pics for free. So yeah, follow me, subscribe to my channel if you are not annoyed by me, which, why, how, are you insane? So this is the end of the video. Thank you for being there. Bye!